The champ is in the house. The champ is in the house. Steve Hood is doing it again. It's time for the summer preview.
People moving out, people moving in. Why? Because of the color of the skin. Run, 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 but you sure can't hide. Well, nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, obligation to our nation.
Good morning and welcome to Detroit Wants to Know. This week, it's all about property during this first half of the show. In the second half, we're actually going to go to a party that we're having over in Sendai, and I'll talk to you about that later. My friends, Detroit's real estate market is hot, hot, hot. Buy low, sell high. And one way to buy low and sell high is the new Wayne County Treasurer's auction. You say, auction? Don't they usually have their auction in August? That's the question I have. My guest this morning is Deputy Treasurer David Szymanski. Dave, you've got another auction coming up. What is this about? You usually do it in August. You sell 20,000, 40,000 homes. What's going on? Why June?
Well, what's happening here is we've got a number of properties that sort of fell through the cracks, and they reside in our inventory. So these are properties that have already been through the foreclosure process. They've already been to auction, and for some reason, people didn't take them, or people thought they were taking them and ended up sort of giving them back to us. And so we've got about 500 properties we're trying to deal with, and we're trying to sell, get back on the tax rolls. And it really does present some great opportunities. It's really important for people who are getting involved in this to understand they've got to do their due diligence, because some of these are absolute dogs. Some are almost palaces. And so if they will go out and look at these properties, don't just go to Google Earth and take a look, but they should drive by the property, take a look at it, and see what it looks like from the street. They'll find there's some really nice properties out there.
Well, when you say palaces, the city of Detroit just had an auction. They had a house in Boston Edison go for 130 and it crashed your site. It's my understanding that this is the first time you guys are actually testing your own internal site?
Right.
Instead of going outside?
Yeah, we're building our own site, and we've done some internal testing, but this is going to give us an opportunity to check to see how it works in a live operation situation. So we're trying to drive a lot of traffic in here, get people to work on these properties, and as I say, there's some great opportunities here.
Well, one thing I can say is I think the chances of it crashing based upon your prior performance are very, very low. When you first started doing the auctions, we never saw a problem, and we actually saw the lines go from very long to very little on the auctions.
Yep. Well, what's happened is we've got an IT department here that's second to none. Venkat, Ramesh, Mayor, these guys have gotten together, worked very hard to make this work. And they've done a lot of load testing where they can go to websites that simulate heavy activity on the website, and they've handled it. It's handled it extremely well, and we believe we've built in sufficient safeguards, and that's why we want to get this test under our belt before we go to our fall auctions.
Okay. What do prices start at?
Prices are going to start for most of the properties at $500. We're going to have a little interesting twist here. We're going to have some open bidding and some sealed bid. Now, in a sealed bid, people will be able to bid on a property and they won't see what the other person's bidding. So you're going to put in the best price you're willing to pay for a property and hope that you've got the highest bid. About 1/4 of our properties will be bid in a sealed bid. The others will be open bidding, where you'll see what's being bid and you have a chance to overbid the currently prevailing price.
Conspiracy theorists will say, why some sealed, why some open?
And they can say that. The reason we're doing it is when we get to the October auction, that's our second auction, that's when all the bidding starts at $500. We're leaving a lot of money on the table because people are not bidding what they're willing to pay. They're instead buying it for the least they can possibly get it for. And the purpose behind this auction is to get these to become tax-producing properties once again, but it's also to bring in the money when we sell them. So if, for example, you're willing to pay $3,000 for a home and nobody else bids on it, you get that home for $500. In that scenario, I just left $2,500 sitting on the table. I just can't do that. I've got to bring in as much money as we can.
Okay. What's the auction website?
The auction website is Wayne County Treasurer WayneCountyTreasurerMI.com. So it's WayneCountyTreasurerMI.com. And if they go there, they'll be able to look up all the properties, see what's available. In order to register, they'll register at that site also. And to register, if they want to bid on one property, they pay $2,035. Now, yes, they might get a property for $500 and wonder, why am I paying $2,000 down? Well, they are going to be responsible for the current year's taxes on that property. And so if we end up refunding them the money, that will help them have the money available to pay those taxes. If not, the $2,000 goes towards the purchase price. If they want to bid on more than one property, then it's going to be $5,035 as the deposit that they'll make. If they're not successful, they get every dollar back.
When does the auction begin?
The registration is June 9 through June 18, and if you're not registered, you can't participate in the auction. The auction dates are a little bit later, but I really want people to concentrate on those registration dates, because if they're not registered, they can't participate.
June 9 through?
Through June 18.
Excellent. Dave, you said you're leaving a lot of money on the table. You just gave away a lot of money. Can you stick around for a second?
Absolutely.
I want to talk about that magical save of Wayne County. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with Detroit Wants to Know and Deputy Wayne County Treasurer David Szymanski.
This is Wayne County Treasurer Ray Wojtowicz. We are auctioning over 500 properties. Come find opportunity in Wayne County.
To bid on properties, you must register and pay a deposit online at WayneCountyTreasurerMI.com. Email us at WCTauction@WayneCounty.com or call 313-224-5990. This is not the Detroit property auction. Properties are residential, commercial, and vacant lots.
Opportunity. It doesn't stare you in the face. It's not going to yell at you to come and get it. It doesn't knock. So what does opportunity look like? Not what you might think. You see, opportunity is not a right. It's definitely not equal. And it doesn't come with an instruction manual. That's because opportunity isn't found. It's molded, it's built, it's created. It's as much about grit as it is intellect. An explosive high-tech corridor located at the intersection of muscle and brains? You bet. Because opportunity only comes to those already in the game. What does opportunity look like? It looks like Detroit. Opportunity made in Detroit.
Detroit Wants to Know is sponsored by the AFPD, the voice of independent retailers.
Welcome back to Detroit Wants to Know. We're talking about your tax dollars. We're talking about auctions with the Deputy Wayne County Treasurer, David Szymanski. Treasurer Szymanski, you were talking about leaving money on the table. You just gave away a whole bunch of money, $20 million to Wayne County that brought it out of a deficit situation. What's going on here?
Well, we haven't brought them out of a deficit situation. We've certainly helped them with the deficit, and it's important to understand the different duties that different people have in county government. The county executive oversees the administration of the county. The commission is the legislative arm. The sheriff oversees the jail, where the treasurer is responsible for collecting delinquent taxes. When we collect them, whatever is not needed for us to run our office is to be turned over, and then the commission is responsible for budgeting. And therefore, what we've been doing is collecting these delinquent taxes. We have a program called the Delinquent Tax Revolving Fund. And in that fund, what happens is, currently your taxes are paid, as I recall, you live in the city of Detroit, and they would be paid current to the city of Detroit. Now, if you don't pay them current to Detroit, on March 1st of the following year, they're turned over to us as delinquent. What we do is we go into the financial markets. We go to New York, to Wall Street, and we seek to borrow money. This year we had to borrow $248 million. We pledge to pay back that with the collected delinquent taxes. Now, that program in the past, we maintained a reserve, some money that was considered to be extra collateral so that the banks would be more interested in buying. Because some people would say, why would you ever want to take notes that are based on paying the debts of a city that is in bankruptcy, because Detroit, of course, is the largest city in Wayne County. We were encouraged by Mark Abbo, the new chief financial officer for Wayne County to try and market those notes without the reserves. And the reserves had grown to $82 million. Our financial advisors had said, if you don't have that $82 million, you're not going to be able to borrow. We went into the marketplace and said, we're going to take that $82 million, we're going to give it to Wayne County. Will you still loan us the money? We were successful in doing so. That meant we didn't need that $82 million. So that $82 million is going over to the county. Now, that came as a result of the suggestion of the CFO and our cooperation with him and working with the financial markets to make that all happen. Also, we have $1 million in very old taxes that we will collect and be able to turn over to the Wayne County. In addition, we have $30 million that are considered retained earnings. That is money that is brought in through this process that is not otherwise committed, that we're able to turn over to Wayne County. We have $28.3 million that is a reduction in what's called internal funding. Each year when we buy the notes, and this gets kind of technical here, but we have a certain amount we can borrow, but then there's a greater amount that we have to pay out to the communities. We have to fund that difference. We've been able to reduce the amount that we have to fund there, and therefore that's created $28.3 million. We got $9 million in auction proceeds going to Wayne County, and so that's $150.4 million, which is great news because Wayne County says their accumulated deficit is about $175 million. However, this year they had budgeted $42 million out of this money we're going to give, so take that off the top and use that for this year's payment.
So it's $112 million.
Yeah, so now we're down there. Then there's $12.5 million in adjustments they made over the year, and they believe they're running a deficit this year of $30 million. So if you add all that up, that comes up to $84.5 million, which means you're going to have roughly $66 million that can go towards accumulated deficit or could be used to fund ongoing operations. The problem is our deficits continue to build year by year. And so, as I say, we bring in the money, turn it over to the commission. They have to grapple with that question of how do we balance our budget.
So this money magically appears, it goes to Wayne County administration, and then Mr. Ficano gets to administer it, or whoever should win this election.
He would recommend to the commission, and the commission would make the decision on how to spend it.
Okay, so assuming the same commission and Mr. Ficano are put back on, then they get to choose how it's spent.
They would be the ones.
Okay. I'm not going to get into a political discourse here because you're just here to collect the money. But it just seems without a real deficit and elimination plan, they're going to be back in the same thing again, and you won't have your reserves.
There's no question. Right now, the reserves held by Oakland County are 250%, by Macomb County over 300%. We have 0%. So we've gotten ourselves down to bare bones. We need them to get very serious about a deficit elimination plan.
Okay. Because we know the Treasury runs a tight ship. And you guys, obviously, if you can just give away $150 million, you guys are ready to go. All right, one more time. The auction date starts the 9th and ends, the registration on the 9th ends on the 18th?
To June 18th.
To June 18th.
The registration is finished. People should register by going to WayneCountyTreasurerMI.com. And if they want to send us an email, they can send us an email to WCTauction@WayneCounty.com.
Okay, Dave Szymanski, thank you.
My
I wish
pleasure.
you could join us at Sinbad's. It's going to be hot. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're coming to you from Sinbad's. It's our annual party, and this year we're actually launching a new show that airs after this one, Real Women, Real Issues. We'll see you at Sinbad's. We'll be right back.
This is Wayne County Treasurer Ray Wojtovich. We are auctioning over 500 properties. Come find opportunity in Wayne County.
To bid on properties, you must register and pay a deposit online at WayneCountyTreasurerMI.com. Email us at WCTauction@WayneCounty.com or call 313-224-5990. This is not the Detroit property auction. Properties are residential, commercial, and vacant lots.
Mike's Fresh Market, Detroit's largest independent supermarket with the best prices, quality, and service. Enjoy our vast selection of fresh fruits and vegetables. Wide aisles lead you to our own in-house bakery and deli. Beef, pork, chicken, seafood, and much more. You can rest assured you will feed your family the freshest food in town. Whatever you need, you can find it here at Mike's Fresh Market. Mike's Fresh Market with 2 locations, Gratiot and 7 Mile and Livernois and 7 Mile. Better food, better prices. That's Mike's promise.
Detroit Wants to Know is sponsored by the AFPD, the voice of independent retailers.
Stress, depression, and severe mental illness can happen to anyone. Team Mental Health Services has been helping those struggling with these conditions in southeastern Michigan. Within 24 hours of reaching out to our team, members receive psychiatric evaluations and begin the necessary treatment for recovery.
Team is by far, from my estimation, a premier mental health service organization. We are addressing the basic needs and the mental health concerns of our consumers. We're able to provide 24-hour psychiatric care when needed.
Team Mental Health Services prides itself on going the extra mile for its members.
And it was towards the 6th court date. I finally stood up and said, I can handle this process the rest of the way. And it was all because of the motivation and encouragement I got from Team Mental Health staff.
Team Mental Health Services, because we care and you can.
And we're here once again at Sinbad's like we are every year because this is where summer always begins. My guest, as I have had the last 2 years, I believe, is Shahida Mahuzi from Chene Park.
Yes.
Shahida, Chene Park was off the hook last year.
Oh, thank you.
What are you going to do to top it this year?
Well, you know, we've already started the summer. We actually started with Wheel of Fortune auditions at Chene Park last weekend.
I saw that.
Which was outstanding.
I saw that. I couldn't believe there were so many boats out there. They were bumping each other. Watch people go, Wheel of Fortune. That was ignorant. I loved it.
And then the people that came on the stage to audition, we had people doing, you know, all kind of dance moves, and it was just crazy. It was great.
Dance moves for Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
Only in Detroit.
In Detroit, right?
Right.
Michael Jackson showed up. Everybody was there.
So what you got for us this summer?
Well, today we have the load-in actually for 2 major events happening in Chene Park, which the first is the Comranos Race for the Cure. It's coming to Chene Park for the first time this year. So we're going to get about 30,000 people in Chene Park and around that area that have never been to Chene Park. You know, folks think that Chene Park is in Birmingham.
Well, there is a Chene Park in Birmingham.
Yeah, but it's not our Chene Park, and it's a whole different experience. Chene Park on the river with the water in the background, the boats, the music, the lights. Chene Park Detroit Amphitheater is the place to be. We've got Bollywood shows. We've got Will Downing. We've got T.I., New Edition.
Wait. T.I.'s actually coming?
Oh, yeah.
I'm coming to see that.
Yeah, and a lot of ladies will be there, too.
I like T.I.
Yeah.
Yes, he brings out the ladies.
He does bring out the ladies, but he's a great talent. You know, not only on stage as a musical performer, but also as an actor.
But you'd agree he's not a boxer, right?
Yeah,
That's a Floyd Mayweather joke.
Yes.
Go ahead.
We've got Toni Braxton and Babyface coming together.
Really?
Which is, you know, has all kinds of dynamics, not only the musical dynamics, but the personal dynamics. That's going to be an outstanding evening. You don't want to miss that. That doesn't happen. This is the first time you will have seen those 2 people together on stage in a while.
That's amazing. So what are ticket prices?
Ticket prices are ranging. What you need to do, though, is first make sure that if you're going online that you're going to the right website. There are scams out there on the website. Would you believe it?
There's scam Chene Park websites?
Oh, there's definitely scam Chene Park websites.
Okay, what is the correct website? Because I've never heard of this.
CheneParkDetroit.com. That's where you go. That's where you get the prices that are right.
CheneParkDetroit.com. We're going to put that up big on the screen so people can see that.
That's important.
I hate that you guys are being scammed. You've been working so hard so many years.
Well, not only that, but the people are being scammed because, for example, the Wednesday Night Jazz Series, which is something that we're committed to doing because this is a city-owned facility, and we do that at a very reduced rate. You can't see Will Downing and Morris Day and El DeBarge and, you know, all kinds of great talents every Wednesday night all summer long for a top ticket price of $20. You can't, that's not done, right? So if you're on our website or you're on Ticketmaster, you're going to get that ticket for that price. You go to a scam price, you're going to pay, Will Downing, $40? Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Is it a real ticket that they're getting?
They might get, I don't know what they're getting. But
So
I
these
know
are
that
scalpers?
These are people who are using the web to exploit people, bottom line. If you want the ticket at the price that we're selling it for, and they're available from Ticketmaster or the Shane Park box office, you need to go to shaneparkdetroit.com or Ticketmaster Direct. Skip all the other folks in between.
Well, you got excited there.
Yeah.
You're mad about that
I
scam.
am. Please.
I got to ask you something.
Yes.
Last summer, my favorite concert was the B-52s.
Ah.
Now, what do you have
like
that this summer?
We're waiting to make an announcement. We're waiting to make an announcement. It's been a challenging season for us, but we've got something coming for you that you're gonna.
Because the B-52s were hot at
It was
Shane Park. I could
fun.
never imagine in my wildest dreams. First, the B-52s play Shane Park, and then Mike Duggan becomes mayor. Go figure. What a city.
Right.
Anyway.
Exactly. It's.
I like you, Mike. I like you, Mike. Really, I do.
Well, you know, Detroit has all kinds of folks living here, and our job is to serve all kinds of folks. Like we're having the East Indian show, and we're doing all kinds of stuff. So yeah.
Okay.
Shane Park is beautiful for everybody.
Give us that website one more time.
Shane Park, CHENE Park, Detroit.com.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. The entertainment is on the river at Shane Park. Go to the right website, ShaneParkDetroit.com. When we come back, I'm going to introduce you to the hottest thing that's going to happen this summer. When we come back, it's Ardell Bradley, the host of our new show, Real Women, Real Issues.
We fix hearts, we fix heads, we do eyes and ears, noses and throats. In fact, more children come to Children's Hospital than any other hospital in the state. Stop the headaches, stop the pain, fix the tummies, the ankles, the toes, and fingers.
Emergency? When it's your child, don't settle for less. Trust the pediatric ER experts at the Children's Hospital of Michigan at the DMC. The ER at Children's Hospital.
Always there, just for them.
Mike's Fresh Market, Detroit's largest independent supermarket with the best prices, quality, and service. Enjoy our vast selection of fresh fruits and vegetables. Wide aisles lead you to our own in-house bakery and deli. Beef, pork, chicken, seafood, and much more. You can rest assured you will feed your family the freshest food in town. Whatever you need, you can find it here at Mike's Fresh Market. Mike's Fresh Market with 2 locations, Gratiot and 7 Mile and Livernois and 7 Mile. Better food, better prices. That's Mike's promise.
Detroit Wants to Know is sponsored by the AFPD, the voice of independent retailers.
ETX Closed Captioning is sponsored by the Detroit Seafood Market.
Welcome back to Detroit Wants to Know. It's our summer preview. I told you the hottest thing that happened this summer would be the new show that Ronan America, my company, is producing, and that is Real Women, Real Issues. I want to introduce you to the host, Ardell Bradley. Ardell, welcome to Detroit Wants to Know. So tell the viewing audience about the show.
It's exciting. It's about women, our issues. We're talking about health. We're talking about work, play, everything that women go through and what they need to do to advance in life.
How are you qualified to ask these questions when you're on the air?
I am a real woman.
You're a real woman.
With real issues.
But you don't look like a normal stick figure on television.
I'm not.
You're not?
But I'm a normal real woman in America.
You're a single parent mom, right?
Absolutely. Have been
Okay.
for 11 years.
You got one child in Hampton.
He'll be a senior. He just finished his junior year, senior in fall.
And you've got 2 lovely young ladies.
Twins.
2 twins that attend public school in your area.
Southfield Lathrop.
Southfield Lathrop. Okay. What else? How many hours do you actually work a day? Is it true you actually work 12 hours a day and then do the show with me?
I have 3 shows. Three shows. I have 3 jobs, literally.
3 jobs.
I work in DPS for Southwest Solutions. That's my full-time bread and butter. I work at the airport part-time. Boards me to fly, my children to fly, go see their father, to come home. My son's in Virginia as we speak on his way here. And then the show.
Then the show.
And then let's not talk about home life. Cleaning, grocery shopping, washing clothes, cooking, parent-teacher conference, PTA meetings. What else?
You know, those are issues I could never ever grasp. But it sounds like you're a real woman.
With real issues.
Handling real issues. So you've done a few shows. You got a few shows in the can.
I have.
Tell us about some of your guests.
Well, we spoke with Elaine. She is a oncologist.
Dr. Arterberry.
Dr. Arterberry.
That was last week's show.
Absolutely. She is a oncologist. We spoke about breast cancer, what women need to do to look for it, the signs. If you do find out you have breast cancer, the things you can do to cure it and to get in a better lifestyle. We also talked to a chiropractor, women wearing heels, which I do love. I wear them 90% of the time.
I see you have them on today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't leave home without them. And what you need to do, and to keep your back straight. And
So is it true that wearing heels actually contributes to back problems?
That's what he said. That's what he said.
That's shocking. That's
For me
shocking.
also.
But you also had a show with Jim Saros on. Tell us about that revelation from Mr. Saros about women flipping houses.
Well, he told us that it is booming, that people are still flipping houses in Detroit with the economy, everything that's gone down. But he said women are better at it than men.
And why is that?
He said because we look at the things that are beautifying the home, not necessarily a new roof. Why pay 10 grand to fix a roof? You can spend 2 grand, do the landscaping, and that's going to draw someone into the home.
Now, people are going to be able to see that full interview right after this show.
Oh, absolutely.
Right after the show, and you have a lawyer on there talking about divorce.
I do. She was wonderful. We talked about divorce, what you need to do to prepare for divorce, where you need to go, and things that you need to do after you file for your divorce to make sure it goes smoothly. We talked about child support, all the things that you need to do to be prepared in case child support is not taken care of.
So you also, in an upcoming episode, you have Scott Lewis coming on.
That was exciting.
And talking about catching up on cheating mates.
Well, yes, he did. He talked about that, and we also talked about other things that he does, but catching on. If you have someone in your life you feel or you think you have intuition that it's not just right, he will take care of it, find it for you, and let you know if it is right or not. But we also had a counselor on after that, so if you find out you do have a cheating spouse, what you need to do after the fact.
Now, you also have a Facebook page.
I do.
Where all interviews will be posted afterwards.
Absolutely.
And also articles about them. Okay.
I do.
And you have a YouTube channel.
And the shows will run after they've aired on TV. They will be on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
So all my friends, people have been asking me about that too, who live out of state. How can they see the show? So I told them the day after, or the moment after, they'll be on YouTube. They can Google it. Go on YouTube and see it.
Well, it took us 3 years to get the Detroit Wants to Know channel up to 97,280 hits. Judging from what happened with your likes on your Facebook page without the show even airing, I think you're going to hit that 100,000 in under a year.
Oh my.
I think it'll be amazing. I think this time next year we'll be celebrating your 100,000th YouTube view because nobody really cares. Detroit politics ebbs and flows, but women's issues remain.
Are always there, always.
Detroit politics ebbs and flows, but women's issues remain. Smart one. Anyway, Ardell, welcome to TV20. Welcome to Ronan America.
Thank you.
And I expect great things from you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's summertime. I want you to be safe. You heard about Shane Park. We have great things to do at Shane Park. But remember, Detroit is still a very dangerous place. In under a 2-week span, 100 shootings. Take care of yourself. Ladies, protect your purses. And if you have a CCW, make sure you don't use it unless your life is threatened. You will go to jail. And defend your house. Defend your house. If somebody comes in that house, don't be afraid. The chief says it's okay to take them out. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great summer. And next week is back to the politics and the hard life. We'll talk to you.
People moving out, people moving in. Why? Because of the color of the skin. Run, 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 but you sure can't hide.